I am Thomas Dillon. It begins with a meditation protocol that I've developed from different esoteric sources. I sit in my studio, I light incense, I do some breath work combined with mantra work to bring myself into a receptive state. Once I feel like I'm in that receptive state, I then approach the different colors that I have in my studio of the paint, and I intuitively select those and begin by making marks on the canvas by pouring, squeezing, using my hands, using paper towels, whatever materials that I have within the studio. So they start in a very virgin state without any preconceived notions of what they will develop into. And from that point on, it's a matter of doing this body work, this processing of simply bringing the canvas to life into its finalized state without conscious intent. My interior visual world is fairly blank. Even my dreams themselves are quite hazy, and I don't necessarily remember them. So I never start from an actual image. It's all done in the painting environment, on the canvas, within the material world that I'm working with on any given canvas. A new work begins for me in my studio from a space of meditation. Painting is a tool for self-realization. It allows you to connect with your higher self and a deeper, more primal subconscious that just kind of exists within the collective. So I think while you paint and become more of an individual from doing so, you're also shedding that and replacing it with a collectiveness and losing the ego within the process itself. So you realize the self as not just the individual, but the self in part with the whole. I didn't have any intent to actually use meditation as a device to create better work or be more intuitive or flow better. It just happened naturally that I started meditating, and then I began to notice that my work became easy and fluid when I shed any conscious thinking while I was painting. And as I've created more and more and allowed myself to really be overtaken by the spirit, in a sense, you can't help but feel more spiritually inclined from creating on a regular basis. Sometimes I can make a painting quickly that comes out very easily and naturally. Other paintings are more of a struggle. My hand would be on it more. Whereas with meditation, I want to erase my hand in the work as much as possible. I want the paint to create these entities, but them not necessarily be my entities, them be an emergence of the process itself and not an emergence from my conscious mind. It's all about seeing images that are truthful. The decision to not use a paintbrush was a conscious one in the beginning. I didn't like using it. It felt too static. It felt too flat. So I started using my hands. I started using sticks. Whatever I could find that could apply paint in a unique way is the method I decided to do. I like working large scale because you can really incorporate the entire body into the work itself. It becomes a physical act versus one that's just using a hand or the arm. I can put my entire body into the expression itself. I also like to lift my canvases and tilt them and move them and manipulate them and be rough with them while I'm working with it. When you're working with a smaller canvas, those movements that I do with it really destroy the source image a lot faster than if I'm working with a larger scale size. I want viewers to see the characters and connect with them on a human level. I don't necessarily see anything violent or scary about the figures themselves. I think they are humanoid creatures going through extreme emotions. I want everything to have a very naturalistic feeling to it, and it not be contrived. I hope they connect with them. The intention with the eye, I hope that people just connect with the characters on a human level, and that the eyes become an entry point for the viewer to make a human connection with the object that they're looking at. For me, the process of painting is to eradicate authorship of the painting itself. I don't look at these works as them being an extension of me, but I look at them as emerging from me, from a larger collective.